When we're graphing sine and cosine, it's helpful to be able to separate our graph into 4 equal segments. So given 2 endpoints, when we want to find the midpoint, we take the starting point plus the ending point and we divide by 2. Or another way to think about this is to add together the endpoints and then to multiply by a half. Either way, this will give us the midpoint that we want. So if I have 3 and 9 as my starting point and my ending point, and I want to find the midpoint, then I'm going to add 3 plus 9 and then divide that by 2. So that's 12 divided by 2, and I get 6. So my first midpoint is 6. So we can get a little bit faster at this. We can add 3 plus 6 to get the quarter point, or the next midpoint. 3 plus 6 would be 9, and then multiplying that by a half or dividing by 2, I get 9 halves. 6 plus 9 is 15, and then divide that by 2 or multiply by a half, I get 15 divided by 2. Alright, I want to do the same thing for the next example. I want to add together my endpoints, so this is my starting point and my end point. I'm going to add them together and multiply by a half or divide by 2. So if I wish to find this point here, I'm going to take the 2 endpoints, we're going to add them together, and I get 4 pi divided by 3, and then we're going to half that. Divided by 2 or multiply by 1/2 is the easiest way to think about it when you have fractions. 4 and 2 we want to reduce. 4 and 2 have a common factor, so the midpoint is actually 2 pi over 3. Now if I wish to separate into 4 equal segments, then I need to find the midpoint now between minus pi over 3 and positive 2 pi. So let's add those together. That would be like minus 1 pi plus 2 pi, that would be pi. Keep the same denominator of 3, and then after we add them together we want to multiply it by a half. So that gives us pi over 6 as the midpoint between minus pi over 3 and positive 2 pi over 3. Okay, let's find the last one here. We have to find the point between 2 pi over 3 and 5 pi over 3. So we'll add them together. 2 pi plus 5 pi is 7 pi. Keep the same denominator and then multiply by a half. So that would be 7 pi over 6. So remember that we add the starting point plus the ending point, divide by 2, and we repeat that process, or add the starting point and the ending point and then multiply by 1/2, which is what we did here.